Today's episode of the Farrell Podcast is brought to you today by Taba's Tap Room and Terrace. Taba's Tap Room and Terrace, 787 Mercer Grove City Road, Mercer, PA. Dining room hours are as follows: Monday and Tuesday closed, Wednesday and Thursday 12 to 9, Thursday and Friday 12 to 10, and Sunday 12 to 8. For reservations, please call 724 269 7687. That's Taba's Tap Room and Terrace, 787 Mercer Grove City Road, Mercer, PA. Now let's start the show.
Welcome to another episode of the Farrell Podcast, Season 3, Episode 12. I am the leader of the Ballhead Nation, the landlord, the mayor, Big Nick Energy, Mont P, Baby Brunson, Ballhead Burner, Mont P. Let's go, New York. Let's go. Yes, sir. And to my left, I have none other than my young brother.
Lewis Brown, head coach at Sharon. Appreciate you guys having me, man. Blessed to be a part of it on here with you guys. Appreciate you guys for having me.
And last, and the biggest back in the room is your man DJ Rich Stacks, aka Spider can't do it all by himself, man. Spider Man needs help at times. Yeah, I had a good weekend. How was y'all's? I'm a little anxious. The Cavs got me nervous.
Well, thing. Brother Lou, how was your weekend,
Man, I
man?
had a good weekend, man. I got to. I usually ref on weekends. This weekend I got to coach. I got to fill in for a coach at AAU, and I got to actually. It was Saturday morning. I had to get my daughter for one, so she actually had to sit on the sideline with me on for one of the games. So I didn't know how that was gonna work itself out with her, trying to hold her and keep her occupied while I'm coaching. But she did a good job. Let her draw on the board a little bit. Gave her my phone for a little bit. Had to hold her for a little bit, but it was just a great experience doing that. And then like a lot of the parents was taking pictures and stuff like that, so I got to actually see the moment and cherish it a little bit with my daughter. And had my sister's birthday. We celebrated that. Simone Ree, happy birthday. Um, Celebrated that and enjoyed the night and had a good weekend. How was your weekend?
Brother Lou, my weekend was real laid back. It was pretty much more the same thing for me myself. I worked again, but I got a chance to see some good playoff basketball. My Knicks picked up the seventh uh game win, and closed out the series and moved on to the next series. And and fat shout out to Simone Reed, my homie. Much love. May God continue to bless you abundantly daily, and but other than that, just pretty much did the same thing. Watched a little bit of hoop and just laid back. Nothing much. Same old things. Same poop, different toilet. Yeah, y'all live a bland vanilla life. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. As for me, I had the pleasure of celebrating my 51st birthday on Friday.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir.
Appreciate it. Taurus is in the house. I heard you say it was your sister's birthday this past
Oh
weekend.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Other than that, I got a chance to talk to my oldest this weekend. Chilled out, still hobbled by the bad kneecaps. Watched some good quality basketball, minus that Cavs game. They played like trash. The bench did. Uh, we need Garland back. Other than that, like you said, Martin, I'm just happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? In attendance, made roll call. Another day to make a difference, man.
Heck shit, man. I'm just happy that this weather's getting a little better
Yes, sir.
and the temperature seems to be sustaining and we getting some warmth, and yeah, so I'm happy about that, we get a little bit of rain, but it ain't much. Anything is better than the snow.
Oh yeah,
Agree
definitely.
with you on that.
Yeah, actually, we sun babies. Yeah, bro. What you got for the stew? We might as well get right on into it. Let me get
Okay,
my plate and see what you got good
Right
for me.
to it.
I got four scoops of the stew for y'all today.
Oh,
So first one we gonna start off with. Now there was a question posed, and it was posed back in 2020. I'm not gonna phrase it how they say it on the internet. I'm gonna put it to you this way: Do you think that 100 able-bodied men can take down a gorilla? That's the first question. The second question is I'm gonna have: What is the distraction on this? Because every time they have a question like this, it's the distraction method behind it. Sorry, I'm a conspiracy theorist at times, but I'm just asking what's the conspiracy behind this? But I don't honestly think 100 individuals can beat up a gorilla, man. What's your thoughts on that?
Listen, I don't think so either. Not a silverback. I mean, like I see the little ones and stuff like. Yeah, but a silverback, I don't see it happening. That's just me. That's just me.
I'm with you, Coach Lou.
I don't think it. I don't think what you thinking.
Me neither. Like, and like, shoot, like an orangutan. On an orangutan. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And not to sound racist or nothing, that's gonna be like a white person type thing anyway. You know what I mean? Any brother gonna be like, man, I'm not fooling with a chimpanzee and orangutan, a little spider monkey I ain't dealing with. You know what I mean? No, no, no. So let alone like a silverback, hex to the no.
No.
There's no way. There's no way. I'm
Case in
not even
point.
dealing with it.
Case in point. You seen what happened to the lady over in Ohio that had a chimpanzee as a pet about 15, 20 years ago. The chimpanzee ripped her face off, bro,
Oh
with his
yeah, I did.
hands.
I did see that
Bit her
video.
nose off.
Yeah,
What do you think a gorilla's gonna do,
yeah.
bro?
And
And then, yeah, and then lose. Sorry about to cut you off,
you
but
good?
on the flip side of it, then when we jump on this gorilla, beat the gorilla down bad, then we got Peter coming after us.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It's, they got feet like hands too. So like, I just don't see it happening because I don't know, man. They too strong. Like one swing of a punch is knocking like four grown men down. We ain't about to jump on it. Like who gonna jump on this gorilla? I just don't. I don't think it can happen. I know people thinking that it could. If you can't use no weapons, I don't see it. I just don't see it happening.
nah.
I don't.
I'm not. That's about what I'm not willing to try to take on, man. I know I'm a silverback, big back dude, but I'm not fighting a gorilla, man.
But I would say 100, man, that is a lot of people though. It is a lot. It is a
Mhm.
lot. But I just don't see it happening. But I think if I probably see the 100 men and I'm like, okay, maybe they rushing, maybe they can get after him. But I just don't see it. The scenario I got to plan out in my head ain't 100 people ain't about to run up. It's gonna be like 10, 20. The other, you know what I'm saying? They ain't about to run up like that. So
Fam, like you said, I like my chances against this big silverback back. Fat back silverback right here. And they got the right color on too. That's wild, Lou. Look at it. Look at it. I like my chances against this one this year. You know what I'm saying?
But if you involve any food in it, you know you're in danger, right?
Ah,
You're in danger.
Lou, I
Seen
call
what happened that one time you tried to take my piece of bacon.
yeah.
with a piece of bacon.
Yeah, Lou, I call him the fat bastard. Now this was the time where he was, you know, calling himself Muslim. You know what I mean? But I was saying he
I was
Muslim
studying.
like the dude Sharif off of Boys in the Hood. He was Muslim enough like that. So anyway, we had his little bachelor party and we kicked it or whatever. So then we go out to breakfast or whatever. Now the whole time he pump faking me and my boy Malcolm, thinking he, steadfast as 5% nation. Assalamu alaikum.
Salaikum
And
assalam.
then we get out there and he orders his food. So he says, you guys don't have any turkey bacon or turkey byproduct substitutes for this pork? He's like, they said no. He said, all right. So he let the food come. Me and Malcolm sitting there. So I'm thinking that it's mine without even having a conversation.
Right.
Boy, Lou, I reached over there to get that in mid conversation and looked off to talk to Malcolm, and I felt the wind from and heard the plate clink. I'm like, what? And I looked over, and it was his fork that almost stabbed me in the hand
Oh,
over this pig swine that he was supposed to be denouncing that he almost punctured me with a knife, a whole fork.
he was
Unbelievable.
hungry.
Yeah, I was
Man,
hungry
the
that night.
old fat bastard. You know what I mean?
He don't tell you what they gave me before. That had my stomach that way. I had to settle my stomach. Needless to say, I'm not a Muslim.
Well, anyway,
All right, y'all. Next off in the stew, we was talking about the championship basketball, the 2025 NBA playoffs. Second round kicked off this past weekend with semifinal matchups with my Cleveland Cavaliers and the Indiana Pacers. And I'm gonna tell y'all, Tyrese Halliburton looked good in that game, man.
he did.
Halliburton put his thing down.
Yeah.
You can't hate on greatness. Um, my theory is Cavs lost this game due to two reasons. We missing a key piece in my man Darius Garland, and three, really. The long break. I do not like them long breaks after winning games, man. And then you got to sit there and wait 5, 6 days to play your next round. A little bit of rest set in. And the bench players didn't play their role. How do y'all feel about the Cavs'
Coach, what you think? You
misfortunate
go first,
loss?
Coach. What
Um,
you
I,
think?
I didn't watch the game, but I did see some highlights. I heard some people talking about it. I think
Mm.
definitely the rust, but as a coach, honestly, I'm like 50-50 with that.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's an issue. I think it, but playing some games back to back and then having like 2 days off could work in your favor, which I think it did. I think not having Garland hurt you guys. Obviously, I think he's the defensive player of the year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think not having that on your team in the lineup it hurts. And then I think from what I hear, Mitchell selling for threes. Selling, I think the whole team shot bad from three.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm correct, I think it was a. I'm not sure of the stat, but it was a. I think the whole team shot bad from three, and when that happens, I think you got to go inside and drive more when you see the shots are not falling. But as off the Pacers, I like their coach that used to coach my Mavericks,
Hmm.
and I think they Heidelberg is pretty good. They got a pretty good team also.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it could, and that's the narrative they always try to say, even in football, and sometimes when when you know, a team sweep another team, one could be said, oh, they'll get a chance to rest. The rest will do them good. And then some on the flip of them be like, oh, they had too much rest. And,
Yeah.
they got out of sync and all that. And then, like you said, not to mention that before the game had, because I didn't catch the first quarter or whatever, but like you said, Rich, before the game, didn't they have a little ceremony, whatever, that,
Yeah.
you know, possibly cooled them off too. They came out, they warmed up, they was hot, did their routine, warmed up, and then that got held up a little bit because of the ring ceremony for who one of the players.
That was man, Darius Garland. He got defensive player of the year.
Okay.
And that kind of put a cooling, like you said, on them warming up. But enough with my Cavs. I want to get to one of the best games that I've seen this week, and that's your New York Knicks, bro. The Knicks and Big Body Brunson balled out this past week,
Oh.
and
Mm.
your man's about to have me start doing this, bro. Cause
That move he
he was
put
a
on
killer
him,
on the court, man.
that move he put on him at the end of that,
Ooh,
close that out.
Yeah,
That,
man.
that was crazy.
Wasn't a fan. That was sick. I was proud. But I love him. Me and him got a love hate type thing.
relationship.
I love him because he has elevated the play and elevated my team, my squad like that. But my little pet peeve with him is this flopping thing. But they said he'd do that to, not only key up the refs for later on in the game. So when he gets called, because he like to, get his game in the flow sometime by starting off at the foul line if he have to, whatever. But I just don't care for it myself. But fat shout out to Jalen, big body Brunson burner, my guy. That was a heck of a shot. He set it up so good. And yeah, he did what we paid him and brought him there to do. So
Yes,
that
sir.
shout out to my Knicks. I don't know what's gonna happen next this series right here because on the regular season for the year, I think we haven't beat the Celtics or the Cavs or any top five team with a winning percentage, but mainly as far as the East Coast teams, the two teams that we possibly could be facing and currently facing now with the Celtics. So looking, at tonight's game and into this series, I don't know how we're gonna fare. If I'm speaking about how we fared against them in the regular season. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think now that series that Pistons Knicks series that was a real good series, and
Yeah.
I like it. It brought back when I first started watching playoff basketball with the Knicks and the Pistons back in the day.
Yeah.
All the tussling and fighting and all that stuff. So I like that they brought that back. I was happy for the Pistons to make a run in the playoffs. I thought because last year they did really real bad. Well, they did do real bad. They brought it back this year with some young talent.
Hmm.
But I think the Knicks just the maturity the Knicks have, being there, being in the playoffs, every like the last 5, 6 previous seasons, I think having Karl Anthony Towns also helped out a lot. But Bronson, man, I love to see him shine, but I hate it also because I'm a Mavs fan, and I don't know how we have him and Luca, and then decide we gonna get rid of him and not pay him the amount of money, whatever he needed, whatever he wanted, we should have paid it. But now that's a tough shot. I thought the guy who was playing defense on him, Thompson, he was playing good defense on him throughout the game,
Hmm.
and then when he hit that move, I was like, and that looked like an offensive foul. And then I looked at it again. I was like, nah, he didn't really get the whole little push off like I thought. I thought that the refs let that go on, and I thought it was a good decision. but that was a tough shot because even when he shot, I'm like, okay, is he gonna make it? And nothing but net. I'm like, he getting it done. But for this series coming up tonight,
Mhm.
y'all surprise me if y'all win a game or two. I ain't gonna lie, I'd be surprised if the Knicks win a game or two. I just think the Celtics are that much better than everybody. That's just my opinion. I think they're that much better than everybody. I think the only team that can really give them something is the Thunder or I think the Timberwolves.
Mhm.
Yeah, and fat shout to that team down in Houston that got dismantled by the oldest team in the league right now, the Golden State Warriors. And once again, the magical leprechaun did his thing. First half of the game didn't really look too good for Steph, but that second half, Steph Curry was doing Steph Curry things, but more than that, one of my favorite players. I used to have beef against the Warriors back then. Fat shout out to my man Draymond Green. Draymond out there doing Draymond things, making things happen, like disrupting the game, getting rebounds, and making a couple threes during the game. I'm just saying, like that experience that team has, I think it's going to be hard if they get going past. If they can get past the Timberwolves, I think they got a legit chance of making it to the finals, man.
Bro,
And
you
that's
said
That's
experience and threes. Well, you had to throw Buddy Hill.
oh
Buddy
yeah,
Hill, he
definitely,
can't.
definitely.
You know what
Buddy
I'm saying?
had a
Yeah.
game.
was hitting.
It's more so the experience, you know what I mean, and who they brought, you know what I'm saying? Like Lamont mentioned, Buddy Hill, but not only Buddy Hill, more recently, Jimmy Butler, you know what I mean? So those guys experiencing the nucleus along with them other core bench guys, you know, help get them over the edge with this game 7 to close it out. Yeah, Dre did his thing, but you know, they definitely needed those new guys and a new old guy with Buddy Hill, you know, to get it going with those 9 threes. That definitely. But Houston did make a run. You
Yeah.
know,
They did.
they did. But you see, AE Ant Man said, shoot, he want all the smoke with Dre.
Mhm.
Shoot, Lamar said, uh, AE better be careful what he wish for. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? They make you laugh, make you cry.
Yeah, that's true. What y'all think about that? Not to change the subject. That call that Draymond when he shot the shot and I just be thinking he be doing too much extra stuff. Like that was like when I see them, I'm like, come on, Draymond, that's uncalled for.
On Van Fleet,
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
it's like
yeah.
uncalled
just watch that
Yeah.
in real time. I'm like,
You know, at least once or twice in the game, you're gonna get something like that for maybe 3 times from Draymond in the game. Like Draymond does Draymond things. It's unfathomable to the regular basketball player or connoisseur of the game. But I don't know, man. Ever since the Cavs got that bounce back and won the championship over the Warriors, I settled all beats with them.
for. Yeah, I'm just like, cause I like Draymond too, but it's like hard to defend when you see all that. I'm like, I can't defend you on that. Like, bro, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't hit him all in the face after, like, because I like Draymond. I'm trying to defend him, but I'm like, bro, you just making it tougher and tougher, like, for somebody that, you know what I'm saying? That obvious, but I think I like how Anthony Edwards going about it though.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I took down the king.
mm-hmm,
He took down Luca back from when we beat them last year, and he like
mm-hmm.
so he said he wants Steph, he wants Draymond, and I think it's a good series. I take the war. I mean not the Warriors, the Timberwolves to win it, like about 5 or 6.
Mm.
Um, I personally think the key for them this year, the Timberwolves, is signing Julius Randle. Like
Ooh, yeah.
he's that tough, gritty guy that they needed to sign. Carl Anthony Towns didn't fit that with AE. I
No.
think they needed to get somebody like grimy, like Julian Randle,
Yeah.
Julius Randle, to go with AE to be like, all right, we're gonna get it like out the mud. We're gonna go in the paint and get ours. Just that toughness to bring that toughness. Not saying Cat ain't tougher now, but I just think Julius Randle fits Timberwolves better with Anthony Edwards than Cat did.
Yeah, that sounds about accurate. Because Juan
Yeah.
P had a problem with Randall. New York
Yeah.
had yeah.
Love
He's
hate
always
thing,
hurt too.
man. He was like he wasn't. I don't know if I can say he's not doing what he was doing with us and he's doing with them. He's doing what he did with us with them, but it's working out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And they're allowing him to do that baby ISO. But I can say it don't seem like he's going that deep into it. Cause with us, he was like damn near having the ball for the whole dang their shot clock. Like I'm like, bruh. But now it seems like he's cutting that time in half, and they got sets for him to just do that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Fast it out to him and DiVincenzo.
Yes,
I
sir.
didn't even
Yeah.
want to see them go. What I don't want to see DiVincenzo go. I'm not gonna lie, like he said, I was ready for Randall to go.
Yeah.
So fat shout out to him doing his thing out there. Hey, Mister Luther, Ballhead Nation. That's right. That's right. Checking in.
Yes, sir.
Then Miss Lori, those are some nice, comfortable looking chairs. The Farrell Podcast is stepping her game up. Yeah, that's right, Miss
They're real
Lori. You
comfortable for
know,
sure.
you, sorry to admit, Miss Lori, we had these. We were just slow to pulling them out. My bad, fam. My bad for y'all back and bottoms that hurt when y'all came on. But we still love y'all. Fat shout
Indeed.
out to Mr. Luther and Miss Lori at Two J's and a B up on State Street. Y'all make sure y'all go tap in with them for all your sublimation, uh, uh, graduation stoves, graduation signs, graduation caps, anything for around this time of the year and all year. Make sure you check out Two J's and a B, Miss Lori and Mr. Luther, my people, my family.
Yes, sir. True indeed. And to wrap up the basketball, it's nice to see younger teams making a run. Fast out to Orlando. They put up a fight against the Boston Celtics, but
Hmm.
these teams got nice cores. And I'm liking this. Like it's levity in basketball again. It ain't no real big threes no more. Seems like everybody's team got a decent chance, except for a few of the Phoenix Suns. I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, Phoenix turn might be done. I think your boy KD might be headed out. Um, would you want to see him on the Knicks jersey?
Man, it don't even matter at this point. I'm just trying to turn the page after this season is done and see what they got in store because from losing all those years and almost a couple decades, we've acquired a lot of number one picks.
Yes,
So
sir.
we got draft picks still somehow, some way, and they one of the richest teams in money. So it'll be interesting to see what new offseason picks and moves because they was talking about KD, then they said Giannis. So I don't know. Whatever, whatever. I'm just waiting to see what's gonna happen, and whatever they do is whatever they do.
Yes, sir.
I've been hurt for years waiting for this championship.
Can't be more hurt than me than when my Mavericks traded Luca this year, man.
Oh, I know you was sore.
I thought it was fake. My dude told me we was out. Boy was like, "Yo, the Mavs traded Luca." I'm like, "Bro, we would never do that. Quit lying." Like he showed me the thing. I'm like, "That's fake. Ain't no way. Like there's no way we traded Luca Doncic."
Lucy, that's AI generate.
And yeah, like and then like everybody where we was at was like, "Yo, they traded Luca." Like everybody where we was at was like, "Yo."
Simultaneously.
We was in Pittsburgh. I think everybody in there was like, "Yo, Luca got traded. Luca got traded." I'm like,
Mm,
man,
mm, mm.
for AD, and I like AD. I think, but I still think Nico Harrison working for the Lakers on the low. that trade, that trade. I don't care if Luca don't play no defense. You better just sign some people that can play defense to help him out. He getting you triple doubles,
Yeah, I don't
right?
understand that one, bro. Yeah, for real.
And undoubtedly, Luca is the future of the Lakers franchise, which leads me to what I said when Rich Gordon was on here last show. Uh, Cindy Brown might be coming back home one last time. I'm speaking in Texas.
That'd be hey, come back to Cleveland. That'll be that'd be, and he'll have to do as much with that group that they got. They got that core.
Play,
Yeah.
play for the league minimum.
Yeah, he ain't signing for that.
No, I know, I know.
Excellent.
And I definitely think KD. I think KD's out. I think Giannis is out. I think both of them guys are gone.
Yeah,
I think the teams will even work with them to help him go somewhere. With KD being on the latter end of his career, I think they're gonna try and get him somewhere where he can compete for a championship. I think Giannis is gonna be a decent market because I heard of him going to the Spurs. They said the Spurs might want him.
Yeah.
And I think
Mm.
it's gonna be um, a championship team for him too in a decent market. Decent market. I don't think the market to me. I don't think the market matters that much. But they get their money regardless of who they play for. They
hmm
get paid, but I think I can see him going to play with the Spurs, but I can also see him going with somebody else too, like a team that's more. Um, he go in there and they can make a run at the championship, like the Magic, somewhere like that, where they're missing that one piece to get over the hump with some of these teams. So I think they both on the move though.
Bro, him and Giannis, Wemby and Giannis's length on the same team, that's not even fair.
That's what.
We, you gotta have the range of Steph Curry to
Yeah.
pull up on them pass for real. Man,
Yeah,
you're not going to the hole.
yeah,
You ain't getting downhill on them.
yeah. You not.
Dude.
You gonna have a tough time at the hoop. You gonna have a tough time with them in front of you.
Man, yeah, you better get your field goal shot percentage on up with that, with these cats.
Then imagine if you get past one, you got the other one right there.
Right there.
You like, yo,
And then after a while, when they get so much chemistry, they're gonna set you up to think that you got by one of them, only for the other one to be waiting on you. Like, we set you up, bow and beat it
yeah,
down. Come on now,
yeah, that's gonna be
will be interesting to see.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up, Reg Davis, fam? What's
Mr.
going on?
Reggie. What's
Shout.
up, man?
That's a 9-2 in the building.
And our
Yes,
boy
my God.
Bubba. Thank you for tuning in each week. We greatly appreciate you. Power to the people. When
When
you
you
see
see
me,
me,
you
you
see
see
you.
you.
And here at the Farrell Podcast, we want to entertain, motivate,
Educate.
inspire, educate, and
And
inspire.
yep.
I like that. I like
Yes,
that.
sir.
Sir, that's how we do.
Okay, for our third cup of stew, hip hop mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs, his trial selection and the jury selection started today. And Monty had brought up some viable questions yesterday in our production meeting pertaining to some of the lyrics that have been stated by Diddy in the past. And you had an interesting take on it, fam. And it caught my ear and like, no lie.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because I was saying, as Rich has then dove into, I was saying that what if the court system wanted to look into the lyrics and use the lyrics of some of the Diddy music, like how they did with Young Thug. And I was thinking about that as I was riding, listening to one of my favorite songs off of the double cassette, Ready to what Life After Death,
Yes, sir.
Biggie project, and the song is titled "The World Is Filled." Yeah, and in Puffy's lyrics, he says, "Won't you admit it? I ain't gotta talk it 'cause I live it. And the chick effing with me, believe me, that's a privilege. I won't be satisfied, so all my niggas get it. See, you hit it, then I hit it. We get it back and split it. You know what I mean? I don't know. See, we date them like we hate them. See them like we don't need them. Treat them like we beat them, and never give them freedom."
That's
Ooh,
wild.
that.
That's wild.
Yes,
That's egregious.
That never give them freedom part is crazy.
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, yeah. Turn a freak to a bisexual, and if she's flexible, F the nigga next to you. Yeah, I'm just saying.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Keep him in there.
Yeah.
Keep him in there.
yeah,
Go ahead, keep him in
man.
there, man.
See, and what if the DA watches the Furrow podcast? I just gave him a new angle to work at him. I'm sorry, black community. They're like, no, Lamar P trying to take down the culture. I'm just making an observation. You know what I mean? And if they did, I'm just saying, if they did want to use the lyrics against him, not only that song, it's been quite a bit of songs as I go back and listen to. And another spin on it, I'm just sitting here thinking about too. Um, Tupac when he was dissing Puffy, saying all that stuff in them songs and speaking on the allegations. You know what I'm saying?
Back then.
Yeah, he
Payback. I
was.
knew you bitch niggas from way
Way
back.
back.
What is it? Witness me strapped with Max. Knew I wouldn't play that. What's he talking about?
Exactly.
We know. I mean, as
See addressing in that song.
far as I know,
That.
Pac ain't loud in none of his in one of his lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew something.
Yeah,
He,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of this now, a lot of the songs I listen to and check, I'm laughing, but it's I really do listen now. Now that all the allegations have came out, and now the allegations of what Puff allegedly had and could have been involved in and everything,
hmm
like the allegations of him being involved in and attached to Tupac's death and this and that, and Tupac was known to put stuff in songs real life stuff. So now I listen to some of them disses all over again. Like, dang, was he really telling us something saying about Puff? This and was it? I don't know, but I'm just saying something to go. What Arsenio Hall says things that make you go, hmm.
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying.
And then let's not forget Eminem in one of his albums, 2024 track Fuel, on the Shady Edition. He basically alleges that Sean Puffy Combs had involvement in the death of the notorious B.I.G. And that's like lyricists got a way of putting stuff in music, and if you ain't listening directly to the lyrics and know what you're listening for, you won't hear it.
Right.
You can go back and listen to the song called Fuel on Eminem's 2024 project. It's a track called Fuel, and he basically lays out like it might be bigger than what we thinking.
Yeah, bro. And just like with the one dude, the banger dude, member dude, Big U.
Yeah,
Now, when you go back and listen and see him in these rap videos and all that stuff, now we can, allegedly be like, "Dang, he was in that video, not kicking it as the part of the video. He was there collecting probably."
Yeah, probably.
You know what I
You
mean?
know, he probably was.
And then that one song with Corrupt, and we can freak it at the end, he be like, and, and Big U. We love you too. And the end of that, he gave Big U a shout out on that.
yeah.
And I seen a little clip where he had Chris Brown in there, and he was like, yeah, Chris Brown." And he was saying that he just donated. Chris Brown was saying he just donated a couple thousand pairs of shoes to the community kids wherever he was at. And then that same clip, he was like, "Yeah," and he don't know he about to donate like 5,000 more too, right, Chris? And like
Yeah,
things like that. Now I was like, dang. So now you look
Yeah.
back at old footage and stuff, and when you found out, allegations and people involved in criminal alleged activity and stuff, and you can like look back in videos and stuff and be like, dang, this to be like, that's just crazy.
yeah.
Crazy how life is.
Cause I watched a little. I forgot what it might have been on YouTube or something, but it was a security guard or something, and he said before they left, before Biggie and them left, that some Muslim looking dude walked up like, "Hey, where Biggie at?" And he was like, "Yo, what? Like, you know anybody around here? Like, get up out of here!" Like, and I guess they left in the same type of truck, like a Tahoe truck or something
Oh
like that. It was
yeah.
two of them.
Hmm.
I
Money green
guess
circle.
they put a sticker on one so that whoever was shooting would know. That's allegedly. They
Yeah.
put a sticker on one so they knew which one Biggie was in or something like that. So I mean, I do think like sometimes I try to stay level. So that I'm not big on like
Conspiracy theories.
conspiracy theories, but I do think like sometimes some of that stuff be true and is bigger than what we think it is sometimes.
Yes, sir. And aside from the lyrics, there's suspected witnesses to be Diddy's former girlfriend slash life partner, Cassie Ventura, his wife, uh, Kim Porter's best friend, Courtney Burgess, who claims to have tapes from Kim Porter featuring Combs and other celebrities in promiscuous situations. This is all allegedly. Alleged. We don't have no physical proof, but the truth is going to come out in this court case coming up. Also, to be noted that Diddy's prosecutor, the guy that brought the cases against him, has lost and been disbarred in the state of New York.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
so there's a whole lot going on in this case, and I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more. And the fourth bowl of stew that I got for y'all today is travel season problems. With the summer fastly approaching and the height of the travel season, U.S. airlines are facing a 77% decrease in employment, which is beyond me and it's crazy. 21% increase in canceled flights and a 1.2% increase in malfunctions with airplanes. Now, this is scary for a dude that don't like flying, but I will fly if I got to get to a place. But with everything's going on right now with the FAA, do y'all second guess making any travel plans for the summer?
For me, I travel like once or twice during the summer, like plane wise. Um, and every time I get on a plane, I'm always like during that takeoff, I'm scared, man. I hold it in, but I'll be like, man, we about to really be in the air. Like I get the deep thinking and like they really got something that can fly. You know what I'm saying? Like they really got an engine. They really like we are really in the air. So I'm already scared when we get on that plane. When I get on that plane. But with all that, these planes crashing, I seen like helicopters crashing, like stuff like that. It does get me worried a little bit about flying and maybe taking a drive sometime other than flying if the distance is drivable.
Yeah, it's been an increase of 60% longer delays in airplanes caused by the FAA's lack of employment. And I used to hate the TSA workers, but I hope they get their jobs back soon.
Yeah, 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 man, absolutely. And now, one of the famous special, super special segments of the show. It's a minute with Mon P.
It's a minute with Moppy.
Yeah. And today's minute with Mon P is the city of Farrell's Beautification Day. Beautification Day, June 7th, is from 7 a.m. to 12. 500 Romer Boulevard. Let's make Farrell bloom. The Farrell Community Development Corporation, that's the FCDC, is proud to support our residents in beautifying their homes and neighborhoods. To help bring new life to our community, we're providing free mulch and flowers, and to add a fresh touch of color and charm to your outdoor spaces. For more info, you can go to www.cityofferral.com. But make sure you pull up down to the city on Beautification Day from 7 a.m. to 12 noon to get your mulch, your flowers, or go down there and lend a hand and help pass some of the stuff out. Either way, make sure you go down and be a part of making your city look beautiful once again. And also, I have two special graduation shout outs. First, I want to give my cousin Patrice Brown a special shout out. She went from a LPN to a registered nurse. Love you, cuz. My cousin Patrice put in so much hard work, time, dedication to balance life out, to find time to check off the box for another great, wonderful situation and diploma, and checking off another box to life on a great life journey she already began. And then the next one is very special. Not only did the son, Lorenzo Styles Jr., graduate, his father graduated right along with him at the same time, went back and got his. And my brother, my birthright buddy, Lorenzo Styles Sr. and Lorenzo Styles Jr., both graduated from Ohio State. Fast shout out to the Styles family. Congratulations, much love, much blessings, and continued success to both the sons, Sonny and Lorenzo. May you guys have a great, successful, wonderful season with the Ohio State Buckeyes this coming up season. So, fast shout out to the guys, family, my family. Graduation is a special time, and congratulations in advance to all the graduates of the Valley. That's Farrell, of course, Sharon, Hickory, Sharpsville, West Middlesex, Kennedy, all the schools in our Valley. Much love to all the parents who stood by the kids and put in the time to make sure they're getting their lesson and getting them to school, getting them a good breakfast and everything that comes with being a parent that has a child in school. You know, much love and success to all the coaches that also work along with the parents and to give the kids to work something a little extra and to send them to work a little extra hard by being part of a sports team and the sports community and making your family and community proud. Much love to each and every one. Prom coming up too. So it'd be great to see these young men and young ladies out there looking beautiful and representing their family and their schools.
Sir, definitely gonna be dope this year. Farrell. Nothing against Sharon, Coach Josh. But Farrell got the best prom, I think, personally,
They be
ever.
showing out for sure. They be showing out. All the kids, man, they be showing
Oh
out.
yeah, but all our proms are legendary. The kids of Sharon, I'd have been to many of them coming down East State Street. Y'all proms was dope too, but it's definitely dope to see the kids have a good time and get out there. And
Yeah,
fast shout to all the graduates of the class of 2025. Wish y'all nothing but success.
absolutely.
Yes, sir. And now we have In the Booth with DJ Rich Stacks. And on this edition of In the Booth with Rich Stacks, we're going to talk about upcoming concert down in Pittsburgh. On July 26, 2025, hip hop legend Nas will perform his debut album, Illmatic, in a groundbreaking collaboration with the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra at Hines Hall, marking the album's 30th anniversary, which is crazy. Because I remember going back day, fast shout out to my man Josh Roman from Mind Rocket Studios. He used to work up at National Record Mart in the Shenango Valley Mall. It's
Hmm.
no longer in existence. I remember going up there with my man Monty Jones, and purchasing Illmatic. And that's the day life changed for me because this was like the first classic hip hop album I was a testament and witness to. I'm definitely going to be in attendance because get this, y'all, tickets starting out at $65. That is a steal, man.
Mm.
And to see a classic hip hop album, one of the first five mic albums ever in the Source magazine, to be performed with the Pittsburgh Symphony. Come on, y'all. Greatness. I got to be there, fam.
Oh, that's gonna be wild, man.
Oh, yeah.
My first remembrance of Nas is that if I ruled the world,
Oh, yeah.
but then that diss, that Jay Z diss. I ain't gonna lie, when that Jay Z diss, what was that called?
Ether.
Ethers. Oh man, that's when I first started. Like at that age, start listening to some rap music, and understanding the diss and beef and stuff like that. When he dropped that Ether, man, I was like, I gotta listen to more of him, and that's when I started listening to, I Rule the World, the One Mic, and things like that. But yeah, shout out to that's a big concert, man.
Oh, yeah.
Go down there.
Man, you got a good taste in hip hop music then, Coach Lou.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. I love all music, man. I listen to every single. If I like the song, I like the beat, I like how the storytelling or whatever how it's going. I listen to anything, man.
So, what's some of the music that you listen to get your players motivated?
So I always try to get a good like between me and the staff. I try to get a good feel for what they listen to, who they listen to,
Uh huh.
because I don't always listen to some like after listening to it around them, I might like okay, I like that song, I like that rapper. Listen, to that, let me put that in. You know what I'm saying? Let me start listening to
Yeah.
that. So I try to get a gauge of it, and then because before the game, when I go down by myself, ain't no telling what I could be listening to. I could be listening to some Mary J. Blige, I could be listening to some
Yeah.
Jeezy.
Yeah.
I could be listening to whatever, whatever. And then when they come in, I try to switch it up a little bit. I'm like, all right, let me put on something. But I always try to get a gauge of what they like to listen to, what gets them hype. And sometimes it's like this year, I think it was a little bit of that Kanye West, that Champion. We was rocking with that. They liked Babyface E. He's a younger rapper. We was rocking to that. We was rocking to that a lot this year. And a couple other artists, like some Chief Keef. What would surprise you though, they love some I can't think of the song. Oh man, Usher. Usher was It was loving
Mm-hmm.
Usher
Usher.
Raymond?
Yes, my
Okay.
team was loving Usher. I'm talking about like they knew all the songs. They had practice dancing to it, vibing. Like we in drills. I like to play music during the drills and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All the kids in there like play that back, coach. Play that back. Singing it, rapping it. I'm like, I ain't know Usher was, you know what I'm saying? Like I know Usher, but I didn't know y'all.
That they knew it.
They parents taught them right. Put them on some good music. And a lot of old school music that we was playing. I'm like, these guys don't know this. Let me just put it on. Like they was knowing it. They was knowing it. Especially like the Mary J. Blige.
Mm-hmm.
They was knowing it. Mariah Carey, they was knowing it. I'm like, this is crazy. And play that back, coach. So and stuff like that. But we was vibing at practice. So I always try to get a gauge for what they like to listen to try to, I'll put something on, I'll give it a couple seconds, see if they hype or not. Okay, that ain't about to work. Let me put something else on. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole other little thing I try to get a gauge of what they like to listen to. But me myself, ain't no telling what I could be. I can go down there. It could be, like I said, it could be Mary, it could be Jeezy, it can be, some Temptations. It can be however I'm feeling, man. I like older music, so I'll be listening to that. So like I'll be playing like I'll play Ain't Too Proud to Beg before a game, and cats will be like, I love that song. I just a song. I ain't related to that. I just love that song. Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like I love like Papa was a Rolling Stone. Like I just that's just I ain't in that mood. I just a song that I just want to listen to right now, so
It be the vibes there. I'm telling you, like
yeah.
music can transform your day. Like you could be having an off day and music could take and
Mm-hmm.
enlighten you and bring you to the spot. All music is good to me. It's just one I don't really care for that much, and we won't talk about
And too, like Lou, like if you think about it, like TikTok connects all generations.
that.
So
So
these younger people get a chance to tap in, and I've seen it with our older R&B music through TikTok, and I've seen stuff like trending, like that young LA. Ain't my
Yeah.
money
He
strong?
made a comeback from that.
Yeah,
He just
yeah,
made a whole comeback from
great
that.
comebacks all and
Yeah.
TikTok do it every time. So I have seen them tap it in on that. But or any of your boys listening to Benny the Butcher. I love Benny. That's my dude. He has a new project out called Elixir. You know, what 7 joints on there. It's a 7 project EP. Benny always put out solid
Yeah.
projects. See, Rich like what's the name a little bit
I
more.
like Conway and
The other one, not
West Side
West
Gun.
West
Side
Side.
Gun is my
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
man.
See,
So I got
I like Conway and Benny more than West Side. You know what I mean? But see, I don't know. I would like them two more.
Not before a hoop game though. I'm not, but
No, they,
yeah.
like pre-hoop game like playlist, not like them being like good rappers. Like yeah, they hard and they straight and
Yeah.
everything, but
he said, "Never you seen not before a game."
They listen to that like and the kids before a game. Like I'm totally different. Like they like to listen to something that like somebody like one of the younger rappers is talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they ain't going like Benny and West. They got bars, but the kids ain't listen. They don't really care about them.
Listen, if you're like
They ain't listen to that. They listen to
NBA young boy or something.
yeah, listen to something like that. Like
Roddy Rich.
Raw Wave is always one too. But yeah, they listening to they trying to get this young cat or the rapper saying something hard or something that's gonna get them turned up that they like. And
Hmm.
they don't really be because many of 'em, they be saying bars, but like we know that the kids won't know
Mhm.
what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the kids the bars go over their head and they'll be like, "What is he talking about?" They don't even know. You know, so nah, that before a game they won't, but some of them probably listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one song out right now that's driving me crazy. What the hell? What the Helena?
I never even listened to that yet. I never even listened to it yet. Only because everybody been like talking like I don't even want to know if I want to listen to this song.
That was the one song I said I wasn't going to mention, but I had to.
I thought it was just a meme. That's really a
No, it's really a song, bro, and it's charting at #1 right now. Like it's the song I said I wasn't going to bring up, but it's a new generation, and you can't hang on the new generation because I know our parents was listening to what we was listening to like it was crazy.
I'm gonna have to listen to it now. Everybody, I'm gonna have to listen to it. I'm gonna give it a try, man.
It's commercial success.
Yeah.
Now it comes to the part of the show that everybody loves,
yes,
though.
sir.
It's time for the interview, Coach.
Let's get it.
And we're gonna run down Coach Lou Brown, head coach of the Sharon boys basketball team, is a former player and standout for the Sharon Tigers. He was taught under the tutelage of Zach Sarver, who stepped down. And in his early life, he grew up in Sharon naturally. He found a mentor named Brian Hoover and Coach Sarver. His coaching experience before coaching and becoming the head coach of the Sharon boys basketball team, he was also um, an assistant coach for Sarver for 11 seasons. Um,
7. It was 7.
seven?
I've been there for 11.
Okay, got you. Uh, he credits Sarver Hoover and Hickory football coach Billy Dungy as some of his influences in his coaching style. Coach Brown was appointed in August 8th of 2022. His selection was supported by players and the community with the social community campaign boosting his candidacy. That was dope. I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out to everybody that helped me out.
yes, sir. Team culture. Coach Brown is foster a fun, family-like environment where players enjoy competitive basketball and supporting each other. He emphasizes mentorship, drawing from his own experience with Coach Hoover. He seeks to guide young athletes in both sports and life. He expresses a deep commitment to coaching and nothing that involves losing sleep over a game. Players and personal challenges, he's always there to support his team, one way or another. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Coach Lou Brown, head coach of the Sharon Tigers.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
sir.
I
Yes, sir. Give it up. Give it up.
a Youngstown. I grew up in Youngstown, so I grew up in Youngstown
Okay.
until my sophomore year, and God rest my auntie soul, Aunt Donna Bell. Her and my uncle Leon moved me over here with them
My condolences.
my 10th grade year, and I've been over here ever since. You know, Youngstown. When I was in middle school, my freshman year of high school wasn't going well for me. It just my street, like my friends, the street I lived on, it wasn't. It just was a. It was. I wasn't going in the right direction. So they gave me the opportunity to move over here. My mom thought it would be a good one, a little change of scenery. And I always tell people the story. My first day at Sharon, a freshman at Wilson, I would be in class and nobody would be doing their work. So it'd be easy for me to not do no work and be cool.
Mm-hmm.
First day at Sharon, I'm in class. I said, then I look around, everybody. I got to do mine too now. I can't be the one that's just sitting here, everybody doing their work. So just little things like that just change the impact on my life, and help me, become the man I am today and the coach I am today. But just things like that. From Coach Hoover, I learned like it's okay to yell at your guys and show them some love after. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was like, he always yelling, but I'm gonna show you. I'm yelling good things to you too.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like I'm not just yelling back. I'm gonna call you out on your situation on the court. That goes with my players, and I always tell them I'll never lie to them. I'm never gonna lie to you about anything. There's gonna be enough things that's gonna be enough people in your life that may be lying to you, enough things that you get lied to you about ain't gonna be Coach Lou. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just one of my ways of getting prepared for life. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with the kid about playing time, about behavior, about whatever they got to do on the court. Um, and I'm hoping that it makes them a better man. Um, that's my goal. That's my goal, not just with basketball, just life. If they can deal with balance school, playing basketball, and handling me as a coach, because I'm holding you to the highest expectation. I'm expecting you to play perfect and you probably ain't. It's okay. We're gonna we're gonna get back to work. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna try it again, and we're gonna keep doing that. So I think if a kid can handle that and do all that, I think they got. I like their chances. With me and my staff as a young man coming up in this world, I like their chances being successful.
it's dope. Definitely. Um, what would you say, moving and changing the environment from coming from Youngstown to Sharon? What was like the biggest culture shock for you?
Um, it was Sharon's a lot smaller, so when I got to Sharon, um, and meeting new people, they were cool. Like they accepted me as a family. Like, oh, he's good. If it was either way, if I was an athlete or not, they was like, oh, he's cool. He's pretty cool. Like, hey, you want to come over my crib? We can play the game. We can chill here till practice. Like they accepted me. Like brought me on just like family. And that's everybody, countless people in their families. They didn't have to do that.
Mhm.
But it was mad people in my grade or a couple grades above me that was like, hey, you pretty cool, man. Meet me. And then, you know, um, that was a thing. Like in Youngstown, it's Youngstown. I'm not saying nothing bad. That's what place that raised me. But like my mom was cautious about who I brought in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom, hey, you got some friends that ain't allowed in here.
Right.
And it was some friends that I had that I wasn't allowed in theirs, and it was nothing against me. Just their moms just ain't playing like that. But in Sharon, it was like they playing sports and just going to school, being myself. A lot of people accepted that and was okay with that. Took me on as a friend and looked out for me as I looked out for them. And I just think the culture was just more like a little bit more like family. Um, and that's just being from the general just public of the schools. In Wilson, it wasn't really. It was more like ninth grade. It was more like people hating on each other. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got on no new shoes for school. Like, and Sharon, we don't care what kind of shoes you had on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can wear whatever shoes you want. Nobody saying nothing about you.
Mm-hmm.
And Youngstown, it was more like, oh, his he ain't got fresh polo shirt on. So that was a big thing for me learning that. Like, people come to school however they want to come to school. That's who they is, how they dress. Nobody care. We all here one goal. So I think that was the big thing. Learning that, like learning not to just try to judge people or you know what I'm saying, look at them and try to judge them for the situation, but find out who that person is. Try to help them out if you can, or just learning about them, seeing about them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So I was just one. In Youngstown, it was like I ain't have much, and none of my friends did, but we'd make fun of somebody that didn't have, or if they even had more than us and they had something better than us, we making fun of them for it. Like and Sharon, it was like nobody even care. Nobody care what you wearing to school or nothing like that. So that was big for me.
got you.
How do you tailor your coaching to individual players' strengths and weaknesses?
So it's funny because I just had this conversation with Coach Canone before I came here. I was like, "Hey, so what's the plan this year?" Like, shout out to Coach Nick Canone. I'm like, "What's the plan this year?" We got some size. I'm like, we might have to run through our bigs or what you thinking? And he was like, "Well, Lou, we're gonna see who show up, and we're gonna see who shows up the most, and we're gonna try to figure out what we need to get done from them, and then we'll figure it out." Because I'd be lying to you if I said I figured it out right now going into next year. So we try to go with our team, our strengths and our weaknesses, and we try to make it a balance of the strengths. And we try to help ourselves out on defense too by putting ourselves in right situations, being aggressive on defense, on offense. Um, but just you know, learning, figuring out because every team's different. Figuring out what works for this team and these players. What are they most comfortable with? What do we got to teach them? Um, what do we got to learn as coaches about these guys? Um, how do we get them better on the court, off the court? How do we help them become better leaders? You know, we try to cater all that into the strengths of our team and try to figure out how we need to play. And it might, I just can't say one way because we might have an offense where we run, where we go through the bigs, but then sometimes we might have to switch it up. You know, teams catch on, they scout. We might have to switch it up and play a different style. So we like to have multiple styles to play in our, in our back pocket to play, different type of styles. We want to play fast. Obviously, that's the best way that I think we want to play to the athletes I get. But sometimes some teams ain't gonna let us do that. So we got to teach them, hey, we can't play that fast. We got to slow it down, and so we do. But we try to cater to our style, our athletes, and what we got coming, coming up. It was easy last year with Levi and Derek. You two can score, and Owen Shanker, they can just score and move. So it was easier to fill in, spots. Still had to teach them guys what's good shots, what's bad shots. I always get on them about defense. I always say something about Levi and Derek's defense. I say they never played it, but but they stepped up for us last year and made some plays for us, man. Took some charges and played some defense and rebound for us, man. And um, as a young coach, not to be off topic, but the one thing I did do last year was I lived in that moment. Like I didn't want to go 2 weeks after the season's over and be like, man, we was just like while we were winning them games in the playoffs and making that deep run, I was living in that day at practice. I was living in that dinner at with the team.
Mm-hmm.
I was living in that game. Like I was enjoying them moments with the
Yeah.
guys, and we all did it together. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't just me; it was the coaches, me, and the players. We all enjoyed every single extra practice, every single game. And that was the one thing that from this season I took to live in the moment.
Mm.
Like I'm here right now. I'm living in this right now on the
Sir.
podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying this moment right now. So that's one thing.
Yeah, yeah. My homeboy used to be on the show with us. Fast shout out to KB. Much love, bro. Uh, it was a quote from was it Jazzy Jeff?
Yeah,
He said, I
Jazzy,
forget who told him. He said somebody told him, I forget,
die
to
empty.
die empty.
Yep.
To die empty. With just give it everything you got. Live every day to to do everything you want to do. If it's a creative thought, live on it, do it. Just die empty. Don't hold nothing back. Just pour yourself out and to do everything that you feel that you uh, physically able and mentally able to do. So yeah, I took that from that as well.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that for sure.
Oh yeah, and notably, one of the biggest games I had the pleasure of watching y'all on WKBN Game of the Week last year. That that was a big one.
That that was
That was a big one.
that was a good game. Good game. For me being the coach, that was our first time playing. Farrell. And I'm happy I'm happy they moved up and brought that rivalry back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's big for both sides. Like they got us a second time. Congratulated them. They did a good job. Myron does a good job with them guys, and them coaches they do a good job with them guys. But that first one on TV, I was a little nervous. I know I don't care what the record was. I know when it's Farrell versus Sharon, everybody coming to play.
oh yeah,
Hmm.
Everybody and their mama and their grandma, aunts, everybody coming to play. So you gotta be ready. So my job was just to get my guys ready for that toughness that Farrell brings. Um, and we answered. Guys had some games played.
Yeah.
Levi had a good game. I think he's the player of the game that game, and our team had some good. We made some plays. I remember us making a play like right before half, getting a layup. But yeah, I'm happy that rivalry's back. Games like that make me a better coach, and make my players better players. It makes this community that much better.
yes sir.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. How do you balance fostering a fun team environment with maintaining competitive discipline?
It's a great question. Um, I because even like I don't know if I do a great job at it, but that's why I got my staff. Because I'm always like my friends, like my cousin Rich, they always be like, man, they'll be like, they need to see this side of you, Lou. Like,
Hmm.
and I'll be like, nah, they can't. Like, I can let them get a little bit. They can't not see this side of me. They need to see the serious side. Like, I'm a laugh and joke, but they need to see the serious side of me. They need to know when they step in this gym, it's business time.
Right.
Like, that's what I got you guys here for. And I think year by year, me going to year 4, I think the more and more Quez and them guys tell me that, is I'm starting to show a little bit more and more. Like I'm starting to have a little bit more fun with the guys. I'm starting to, but when it's time for business, they know. Like anytime we lost a game this year, like they already knew. They're like, man, practice tomorrow about to be crazy. Like,
Mhm.
you know what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's about to be crazy tomorrow.
yeah.
And if I got some time to watch the film, it's gonna be real crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Especially but they're kids, but it's fun. It's a good mixture, man. I don't know if I do it. I know I couldn't do it without my coaches, and I couldn't do it without the type of players and type of kids I have. They understand it.
Mhm.
Like they understand, like, hey, we in this gym. We got a big game tomorrow. We serious. You know, we ain't messing around. We play Hickory tomorrow. We play Farrell. We're not messing around today. And then they know, after that game, we get a win. We can joke around a little bit. We can play around a little bit. We can be
Mhm.
excited. We can make jokes about when somebody cracked a joke on Coach Lou when he was serious yesterday. We can bring that up now that we want. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that because they all be talking
Right.
about me all the time. But it balances. They understand it. I think that's the biggest thing. The kids understand it.
Mhm.
Like I tell them all the time. I say I love my job, and my job is to get y'all to play good. Like if y'all don't play good and we don't win, I'm losing my job, and I love it, and I'm not losing it for y'all. So
Mhm.
that means I got to be on your behind. I'm on it.
Yeah.
No Diddy, I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but that I love my job. I'm a hold you. You want to be great? I'm a hold you to that standard. That means I'm not letting not one thing go by. You was late, you're gonna hear about it. You missed a layup, you're gonna hear about it. You missed free throws, you're gonna hear about it. Um, and I think nowadays sometimes kids don't want to hear that. I think they don't want to hear when they mess up. They just want to hear, oh, I did this good, I did that good, I did this good. Mm-mm. I'm gonna tell you about it after the game. Good job, you held us down. But I want to know why you yelling at your teammate about not getting back on defense and then you just get scored on.
Mhm.
So how you saying something to him when you don't argue with me about it? I just told you what I just seen. Let's get it together. Let's figure it out. But that's my thing, and I feel like correcting them at this. If I could do it during basketball practice and games, I feel like once they put that together with life, it's successful.
Yes, sir.
Heck
I
yeah.
feel like that's my thing is like whenever they get to college or they get a job or whatever, I feel like they can be like, man, if I dealt with Coach Lou, I'm all right. I can handle anything. He didn't let me slip about nothing. I'm a minute late to practice, I gotta run 20 minutes. Or, you know what I'm saying? I was getting in trouble in school and he came up to the school and said something to the teacher and I want them to know, okay, like if I can deal with Coach Lou, this boss ain't nothing. And I'm hoping that helps them be successful.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, fam. You helping them build good
Mental
cri-
toughness.
and
That's
and critical
crazy.
thinking skills too as
All
well.
character.
Heck share. That you
All the.
dig. Heck share.
Yep.
And Richard, before you get off, let me get insert this in
You
real
got it.
quick. Fat shout out to Coach Nick Canone. I
That's my
love you,
guy.
Coach
Yes,
Nick.
That's my
sir.
guy,
You know,
Coach Nick.
you've been around coaching, mentoring, and giving your knowledge and wisdom to a lot of us young men and being there, leading by example. Much love to Coach Nick. We love you, Coach Nick.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fellow Browns fan,
Hmm.
and uh, graduated right along with my mom. I think it's the class of '73, year before I was born. Coach Canone, the legend.
He always bring up his teams he had at Farrell. I practice all the time. But hey, I had this team at Farrell. We won a Whippio. He always giving me stories, and I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love him. I wouldn't be able to do what I do. He's one, like as a staff. Not to change the subject, but I I didn't want to have yes men. Like we argue. Like me, Rich, Quez, and Coach Canone. I tell people this all the time. Us four could be in an argument, and not none of us are agreeing with each other. Like all four different sides of this argument.
Different
Like
point.
everybody, like we all arguing with each other, and it's like, but that's what I like. Like
Yeah.
y'all, they're giving me three different other perspectives of
Yep.
this, and they telling me why. They're not just saying this; they're giving me great quality reasons of why we should or shouldn't do this. Like
Hmm.
y'all know Rich. He whatever he ain't about to just say something without having no facts. I got
Right.
three. I got three coaches that do that. Rich, Coach Canone, and Quez.
I
They
love it.
they all standing on behind, and they gonna tell me at the end, it's your decision. But this is why. So I got to take all that into consideration.
Love it.
You know what I'm saying? And it helps. That's why we were so successful this year. That's why we've been winning games. So it makes me look like a great coach because I'm the guy, the head coach, but I couldn't do it without my staff with them guys who behind me. They 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 do a great job, man, and they're egoless. Like
Much love.
they're egoless. Like even on the sideline, if I say something, I'm in the game mode. They don't care.
Mm.
Like they don't care if I yelled at a kid. They don't care if I said something. Like, I'm never disrespectful with the kids or coaches, but
Mm.
sometimes people can just have egos. I don't like how Lou do this. I don't like how my staff ain't like that. They got my back 100%. They're gonna tell me when I'm right. They're gonna tell me when I'm wrong. Hey, Lou, you ain't have to yell at him like that, man. But with that being said, it teaches me because I'm honest with my kids, but I also let them know my feelings too.
Yes, sir.
A lot of coaches, I don't know if coaches do that, but I let my kids know, like, hey, you hurt me. You walked out to the gym and quit. I'm hurt from that.
Mm.
And when kids see that and hear that, now they okay, coach ain't just here just to be yelling at me for no.
Mm.
No, I'm telling you, you hurt me.
Mm.
You hurt the team. You hurt me too.
Mm.
Like you quit on us. We've been grinding on the season. You just gonna walk. It's easy for you to walk out. But I'm gonna be open with them about it, how I feel, and why I'm on them about it. And I can't lie. My 3 years, every kid I had, they became a better young man about it. Like every single kid that I've had, might have had issues with at the beginning. As the season goes on, they gotten better. They gotten better with it, and they became a great young man. Like I can name some like Mr. Ham. Mr. Ham was one who was goofing around a little bit. I got there, got on his tail a little bit. He tightened up. And but the biggest one so far is Levi Elstar. He's just one. He's the biggest one so far. Like we had issues all summer, like last year, and I'm just so proud of him, man. I'm proud of all my guys, but um, maturity wise and just mental toughness, like you said, and everything, character. Levi at the like his growth was crazy this year.
That's dope.
Like it was by far like his growth was just it was just at our banquet. I couldn't even say nothing about his game. I didn't want to say nothing about his game. Like that spoke for itself.
Right.
I wanted to congratulate on him on the man he became during that season. Like it started, it became stop blaming me as a coach, and he started doing stuff himself. Like, hey, instead of going to coach you, Lou, to tell you what you're doing wrong, I'm coming right to you to tell you what you're doing wrong. You need to do this.
Y'all
And,
leadership.
yeah, and that leadership. And then he would even come to me like I'm not a coach. He'll come to me. He's smart. Like I've smart basketball players. They'll come to me. Hey, Coach Lou, they doing this when we do this. We need to do that. All right, let's see how it look. Let's do it. I'm not gonna be one. Nah, we need to. Okay, if you see that, make that happen. Like let's do that. You on the court? I'm not. But that him this year was the best one so far. But like I said, I love all of them equally. But his growth this year was the biggest one because I had people in the summer telling me like when he first came back, like you ain't gonna be able to get him. Like, he ain't gonna listen to you. He ain't gonna. And I took that as a challenge. Nobody knew. I just took it as a challenge
Mm-hmm.
amongst myself. Like yeah, people saying I can't. He ain't gonna. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we're gonna figure it out together. You know what I'm saying? Me and him, and that was the biggest one. And that's why I coach, not for the wins and losses, for things like that.
Dig it.
And that's dope. That's definitely dope. You hold your players and your coaches accountable. Um, what was one of the biggest leaps from becoming an assistant to a head coach? Because once you the head coach, they look at you for the wins and the losses, but more so the losses than the wins.
Yeah. Um, it doesn't seem like that much, but just you have the final say. Like when as an assistant, I would just throw all kind of situations. Hey, let's do this. What about this? What about that? I'm just throwing it in. I'm not thinking. Sometimes we did it, sometimes we didn't. And then when it came to me, and that's the good reason why I got a good staff. When it came to me, because even as the boss, I'm still asking questions. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do here? And they giving me reasons, and I'm taking all that in, and then trying to okay, this is what we're gonna do about it, and things like that. That was the biggest leap for me. And then for the last 2 years until this year, like me and Coach Cano always say, man, as a coach, when we lose any game, as a coach, you got to take full responsibility. And a part of me, I hate losing so much. I'm like, Coach, I ain't taking responsibility for no loss. And these kids out here not listening to what we saying. I'm like, these kids, we tell this kid this for 2 weeks, and he out there doing something different. He ain't taking responsibility for that. And he would just be like, Lou, when you figure that out, when you do that, then you'll become a better coach. And he just kept saying it to me though. He will always say it to me,
Mm.
and I was like, you know what? All right, like, and I started taking every loss personal. Like, even if we went over something, the kid did something messed up, I just started taking it personal. Hey, this is why you can't play because you can't listen. Hey, this is why you don't see the floor.
Mm.
And kids started. It became less losses because kids started focusing up. They
Mm-hmm.
started focusing up, watching film with us. They paying attention to
Mm.
when we go over scout. and just that little thing because I'm like, okay, if I'm putting a loss on me, y'all got to hear about it. Y'all as players got to hear about it. Y'all as coaches got to hear about it.
Mm.
I'll take the losses, but if I'm gonna do that, which I did when Coach Canone told me that, I started putting more. Okay, everybody gotta hear from me now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gotta. It's a situation. Either your minutes gonna go up or they're gonna go down, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why.
Mm.
I'm not gonna say, hey, we just can't. Remember when we this happened in the game and we went over that 2 days in a row, and it happened in the game, you didn't do it. That's why you're not in the game right now.
And Coach Canone, he came up with a little acronym back in like 91, 92 when I was in school going into 93 season. Tech, togetherness, effort, and concentration. Yeah, good old Coach Canone. But with that being said about greatness, you had a lot of great players, as you became into just as coach and whether you was the head or assistant, but in your coaching. Um, Seconds on the shot clock, you guys call a timeout. You need a game winning shot. Out of all the players you've coached since you've been coaching, think about that. I'm giving you range with 50, my nephew Marquand, that team, all of those teams. Since you've been coaching, I'm saying, who you picking out of that timeout to take that game winning shot for you with confidence?
We had a lot of them, but I'm going with
Mhm.
Ethan Porterfield just off the size,
I figured you're gonna say 40.
off the size, off the size, because he can shoot the ball and
Yeah,
ain't nobody blocking it.
yep.
But it's a number of kids like Elite, Kamatala. Um,
Yeah.
he was a
He
shooter.
Yes he was. Yes he was.
Elite Williams was a good shooter. Ramel. If I don't say Ramel name, he gonna say something to me. Ramel, Ramel Ashkenaz, he was a good shooter too. But one with the game on the line, I'm gonna take Ethan.
I
Ethan
kind of
Porterfield.
figured you're gonna say that too.
I know that's the easy, like the good, but he earned it. He earned it, man. He earned for me. He earned that right for to be, you know. But like I said, it's close. Ethan, Elite Williams is real close on that too.
Okay, and you say easy, but I say it for the game winner, and you do take it personal, so that was a pretty easy and fair. In my mind, I was like, watch him say 48. I'll do it. But
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
something for you, bruh. Got something for you. We got guests. We have our guests. We have a guest. We always have a little gift for our guests, and
Mm-hmm.
today is no different. Got something for
Appreciate
you,
it, man.
my dude.
For
Yes, sir. Oh, all right.
Hey,
Had to make you touch it. Yeah. Since you over here
yeah,
on the
yeah,
throne, watch the throne.
yeah. Thanks to no thanks on that one,
I
man.
got him, amp.
Hey,
Marlo, everybody from Fro. Yeah, we got him. And I put it on him.
hey, it's gonna be right back at Amp Crib.
Ah, no, fam, for sure.
I appreciate you though,
Definitely
man.
got something for you, bro.
Oh, I appreciate you
Definitely got
guys for
something for you.
sure, man.
Appreciate you for coming on.
and Coach, one of the questions we ask our guests, started by our man's KB, if you had some words of wisdom and you had the ability to go back and talk to your 16-year-old self, what would be some words of wisdom you would give yourself at the age of 16 for now?
I would tell myself, to keep believing in yourself and put in all the little extra work that you don't think matters. Put it all in. I would say, like the days I'm like, if we had lifting 5 days a week and I miss one or two, I would have told myself go both of them days. You know, if a teacher asked me to stay after school to do work, you know, and I didn't, and I had nothing else going on that day, and I could have stayed, I would have told myself to stay. You know what I'm saying? And I would just tell myself that, like I said, keep believing in yourself, um, and to keep pushing yourself and helping others. And you know, because I always, even as a kid, like growing up, coaching was just something I always wanted to do. I didn't think I would ever be a head coach one day until a few years ago. And I knew it was a possibility, but it was just always something I wanted to do because I was helping people. You know, so even when I was in Youngstown living on the street and we had my younger friends, I would always just instead of I'm too old to play with them, I would just coach them out. Hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Go do this. So I would just tell myself to keep believing in myself and keep doing what you're doing. Like especially coming from where I'm from, like I said, Youngstown is a gritty place. I love it. But it was a lot of things growing up, like we all went through, but a lot of things growing up that I like people like, oh, you ain't cool if you don't do this. And in my heart, I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like I ain't doing that.
Mhm.
And I stayed true to myself. And I would tell myself that I would just tell myself, you made the right decisions, keep making the right decisions. And that's where I'm at, where I'm today. You know what I'm saying? Because I stayed true to myself with making some of the decisions that, years ago, at 16, 15, could have changed my life. And I'm here today and not wherever that could have took me. So,
So
Great, man. Coach Lou, we thank you once again for coming on to the show. May you have much continued success upon the upcoming basketball season. I know you probably already training or at least doing something towards working on the upcoming season. So much success to you and your whole staff. Much love and shout out to the whole Sharon basketball staff. I know all the guys over there. Much love to all my guys. You know what I'm saying? And once again, like I said, we thank you for coming on. Uh, the mayor, the landlord, the leader of the Ballhead Nation, Mon P. I'm about to get up out of here, see what these Knicks gonna do. So that's pretty much all I got to say. You gentlemen got any last
appreciate you
parting
guys.
words?
Appreciate you guys having me, man. It's a blessing. I love what y'all doing. Keep doing what y'all doing. Um,
thank you, coach.
you know, like we all been there. Like me as a coach, when we was grinding, nobody was watching, and I told my guys to keep grinding. We're gonna sign. Hey, keep it up. Keep doing what y'all doing. I appreciate you guys. Anything y'all need from sharing basketball, y'all want to come in, y'all want to do a media day, y'all want to do something, let me know. Anything we can do to help y'all out, you let me know. Might have to get y'all some sharing shirts too, get y'all sizes. Get y'all three some sharing shirts.
I'll do it. I'll
You
do it.
know,
You know
We
what I
got it.
mean?
It's community love, bro.
Heck, shit, heck, shit,
So,
absolutely.
but thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. This is my first time ever being on one, so I appreciate you guys giving me that and bless y'all. Keep doing what y'all doing, man.
thanks, coach. And we sure it ain't gonna be your last interview.
Heck, no, and you did a great job today. We thank you. And yes, we probably will, more than likely, not probably, we will take you up on that offer and come do the Sharon basketball media day. And because the Farrell Podcast, we are out here doing things like that, covering everyone in our community. Uh, Pearl, that's where we from.
Yeah.
Podcast, that's what we do. But by all means, don't just think that this is all about us. It's all about each and every one of us in the Shenango Valley that are doing positive, productive things. And not only just in the Shenango Valley, we cover things outside of our community, just as well as outside of the state, anywhere.
Indeed.
We can cover and touch anything because our reach is broad. So, with that being said, thanks again for tuning in. Thank you to the people that tune in each week, our subscribers. We thank you. Thank you. Uh, much love to all the sponsors, our sponsors, the NAACP, Local 2273, one of our great sponsors.
Yes,
Please,
sir.
please support the NAACP. Get you a lifetime membership or a monthly membership, but it's important to support the NAACP. They do so much work behind the scenes, and just make sure you tune in and help them out and put feet to the ground. It's not only about a monetary gain; it can also be, stepping out and volunteering your time and helping the community out.
Yes, sir. Because at the Farrell Podcast, what we say, Marp?
Power to the people when
When you see me, you see you.
you. So thank you
Indeed.
for tuning in once again, and peace out.
One love, y'all.